On this week's show, we begin our series on RV toys. And with kayaking being a popular activity with RVers, we start by visiting Scapoose Bay Kayak and find out what we should know before buying a kayak. Then, with most of us stuck at home with time on our hands, Jeff Johnston shows us some fun things we can do with our RVs during this downtime. Later in the show, we visit back with Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 in Part 3 of their Yellowstone camper restoration. Rollin On TV is sponsored by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating over 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Begin the journey. RVers are always looking for toys to enhance their RV fun, and kayaks are at the top of the list. Let's join Steve Gibbons at Scapoose Bay Kayak and find out what we need to know before buying that first kayak.
Kayaking is a great sport for RVers, and if you're thinking about getting into the kayaking, RVing program, here's some things to think about. The very first thing that you're going to want to do with any kayak is you're going to want to talk to somebody intelligently about what is the right kayak for your application. It isn't always about the price as much as it is the size of the boat and what you're going to do with it. The worst thing you can do is buy a boat for $300 because it's a good price and then find out you don't fit in it or it doesn't work your application. The important thing that you want to look at is how the boats are made and also what the weight is, because the weight varies on what the material is. When you look at boats like these, very well-made boats, but they're made by what they call a polyethylene. So to keep their structural integrity, they have to be thick, and thickness means weight. When you go to other boats that look like this, they may also be made out of a plastic, but the design of the plastic makes them lightweight. The other thing that you have to consider is that kayak will go nowhere without a paddle, and paddles vary as well. Paddles are really priced by weight as well as construction material. A paddle like this will cost you about $80 or $90, but it's going to weigh about 36 ounces. And although 36 ounces does not sound like a lot of weight, you can also buy paddles like this that weigh 24 ounces, but they'll also go up into the $200 range. One thing to consider when you're paddling a kayak is that this paddle is going to be in your hand every single second that you paddle, and weight will build up as you use it. So consider that as you pick your paddle. Another thing that is a requirement by law is that you must have an onboard life jacket. Good kayakers never take their life jacket off. They wear it all the time. But the law does say that you only have to have it on your boat. They're designed to be large armholes. They're going to also have soft straps. They're going to be short so that when you sit in a boat, it doesn't come up and ride up on your face and give you what we call Winston Churchill looks. They range anywhere from $70 to hundreds of dollars, depending upon the sophistication of the jacket. But all jackets have to be Coast Guard approved and must provide and show a flotation characteristic that has to make it proper, what they call a Type 3. There's also children's life jackets for some of the grandkids or your own kids that will need to have a life jacket as well. So once you've decided that you want to be an RVer and kayak at the same time, you can determine, first of all, again, the size of the boat that's going to be for your application. And then you get the opportunity of picking either sit-on tops, sit-ins, thin, lightweight thermoform boats, a little bit heavier rotor mold boats, a good paddle, a life jacket, a whistle, and then go out into the thousands of places anywhere near the area that you might be that are great for kayaking. And again, always remember, safety first on anything that you do. Survey the water that you're going to get into to make sure that you understand what you're going to be paddling in. Let people know that you're out there. Regular safety tips as well for kayaking so that you can have a safe, great experience of RVing and kayaking across the country.
Join Rollin On TV in supporting care camps to ensure that children with cancer can experience the healing power of camping at these special oncology camps. If you've never heard of care camps, now's the time to visit our website and learn all about this great organization and the work they do for these deserving children. Also, stay tuned and see how you can win a specially customized 2021 Forest River No-Bow travel trailer, with the proceeds going directly to care camps. To learn all about care camps and how you can win this Super No-Bow, visit RollinOnTV.com. AquaChem toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Johnston with Rollin On TV. A lot of us have seasonal downtime when our RV is not being used and we're counting the days until we're free for camping season again. It's a ways off. You can use that downtime to catch up on some long neglected projects, jogs that you didn't have much time for during the regular season, or just things you avoided doing because you didn't want to, and that's okay. A deep cleaning is a great project to tackle. For example, if your fiberglass skin is looking a bit peckish, a product like Protectol's Fiberglass Oxidation Remover and Color Restorer can help give it that sparkle again. Other Protectol products can also help with additional parts of your RV. First up, we're going to give a try the slide-out rubber seal treatment. You start out, of course, with a healthy shake, and you can either apply it directly to your rag, this foams up, or get in really close. Use your rag, wipe that on the seal, and that is pretty much all there is to it. However, what I'm also going to do, because part of the purpose of a seal is it wipes along the outside of the slide out when it's moving in and out, and keeping that backside of that seal lubricated is what will help keep that seal from degrading. So we're going to take a little more of the product, in this case, put it directly on our rag, lift the seal up here. I'm going to sneak in the backside and do a little application on the backside of the seal as well. And that really is all there is to it. This slide out dry lube material goes on wet, and then when it dries, all it leaves is a waxy, fairly dry surface that is a lot less prone to attracting dirt and crud. But you should start by cleaning it off, get the grit and crud off of there, and then you just take the product after shaking it well. Watch out for having it drip on your clothes and such. You spray the product on, and then you allow it, ideally you should allow it a couple of hours or so for the carrier, the liquid part, to evaporate. Once the carrier evaporates, all it does is leave the lubricant on the product, on the gear, and that helps to keep your mechanism running smooth and cleanly. And that can also work on other parts of the mechanism that may need to be lubricated. In this case, this part does not, but the basic tube, the carrier, and so on, you can also put a little bit of that on there, back near the entrance, and you can also use this product on things like the gears that are visible, any kind of visible part of the mechanism, because once again, this does not leave a heavy, greasy film that's going to attract dirt. And being fairly thin when it goes on means it's going to wick inside the joint, and it'll be drawn back in the joints between the gears and bearings and so on. So that's Protectol Slide Out Dry Lube Protectant. The Protectol All Surface Care polishes, waxes, treats, and protects and so on, and has some UV inhibitors, which is always nice to help protect the surface. Now we're using the pump version here, and its instructions are pretty easy. You simply spray a little bit on after shaking it thoroughly, of course. Give the surface a wipe. Make sure that it's spread out. Not too, you don't want to leave big chunks on it. And according to the instructions, you use a second rag then to more or less finish it and polish it. You can't see much difference by looking at it, but you can definitely feel that it's smoother, it's been waxed. So it's another good thing to have in your toolkit. These 1 gallon size portable shop vacs are great for interior surfaces. All the upholstered furniture, carpet, and fabric surfaces, including the ozite ceiling if so equipped, should be vacuumed. Fabric and upholstery cleaner can also help avoid odors. Those odors can come from surface bacteria, so the use of a disinfectant wipe down on cabinets and solid surfaces can help keep things fresh inside. We really like the Freshette Lemon from Griffin Brothers Incorporated, available from your local commercial grade industrial cleaning materials supplier. The Protect All Shine Plus Household Polish Wax and Treatment. This is a surface treatment that can be used on just about any surface inside of your RV, judging by the label here. Windows, appliances, stainless steel, woodwork, granite countertops, composite countertops. It applies fairly easily. Shake it up according to the instructions, which we've done. Spray just a little bit on. Better to spray just a little and not get too much. You don't have to go extremely heavy on this. Give it a wipe to get it into the surface, and then use the second rag to polish it out. Very nice, very smooth. With the rig cleaned up, it's back inside the shop. Most every RVer has 1 or more of these. I've got about 3 of them over here. The RV parts bin. I have several of these, and now's the time to get them in order, in my case, if that's possible. And finally, something a lot of us are reluctant to take on, and you know who you are, sorting and cleaning, your go-to toolbox. I'm sure a lot of you keep your tools and hardware neatly organized. But for the rest of us, like me, this is a great downtime project. Let's see, what do we got? Well, a glow plug for a Ford diesel truck that I haven't owned for more than 20 years. Don't need to haul that around anymore. I'll toss that out along with the spare points and condenser. That's going to be a project. Well, it's no fun at all being stuck without the use of your RV, but you can still give it some love, and that love will be returned when we're back to camping season. If you have any questions about anything you've seen on the show or you'd like more information, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
From off-the-road adventure camping to luxurious full-time RVing and everything in between, Forest River has the RV to fit your needs, budget, and outdoor lifestyle. To see our full line of trailers and motorhomes, visit forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcoal, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcoal refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcoal RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcoal.com.
Thanks for joining us and welcome back to our 67 Yellowstone restoration project. Today we're going to start working on the new interior floor plan and the plumbing for our new holding tanks. We better get busy. If you recall, the original bathroom was 2 feet by 2 feet and it only had a toilet in it. Our plan is to nearly double the size of the bathroom so we can add a shower. In small spaces like this, RV manufacturers use what is known as a wet bath to save space. A wet bath is where the toilet, shower, and usually a sink are all located in the same space. It will be nice to have a shower in the trailer, but it required some framing to beef up the floor under the shower pan. After we framed the pan, we had a better idea of what needed to be done with our new holding tanks. Before we went any further with the shower pan, we needed to start framing the new bathroom walls. After I knew where the walls were located, I cut down the old dinette seat to fit in the new space. This is where the new power distribution center will be located, so I cut an opening out for that too. next project was framing a sofa at the back of the trailer. I decided to do a gaucho type sofa that pulls out to make a bed. That way I had room under the sofa to install a new fresh water tank and a 12-volt water pump. After I taught Tyler how to safely use a saw, I just told him what measurements I needed. He cut the wood while I framed the sofa and the bed. It's probably kind of difficult to see this, but what we have over here, we have our city water inlet and we have our fill for the fresh water tank. We're going to locate our water pump right down here next to the fresh water tank. What I have to do is I have to have a water line coming in from the city water connector and tie that into our cold water line in the trailer. And then I also have to have the pump drawing water from the fresh water tank, and from the outlet side of the pump I have to tee it in to the cold water line so it can feed the entire system if we're using our 12-volt water pump. With the sofa framed, I took an old overhead cabinet I had and converted it to fit in the trailer. This gave us some overhead storage space, and it's a good place to install a stereo and speakers. We needed to add some additional upper and lower bracing behind the cabinet from the outside to support the weight of the cabinet. The additional bracing is what we screwed the cabinet into. What we're doing right now is we've got a bunk bed that goes up into the rear of the trailer, and we want to secure the bunk bed from outside before we put the metal on. So we've marked our line, and I'm going to pre-drill some holes, and then we're going to put some screws through from the outside to really secure that so we don't have to worry about an adult sleeping up there and being too much weight. What we want to do right now is when we drop our bunk bed down, this is our line where it's going to rest. We're going to put a brace here for the bunk bed to rest on. We've added support on the back of the wall to handle the weight. And I'm leaving this empty because I'm going to put a wardrobe, a small wardrobe, on top of the end table, because there's no place in the trailer that I can put any clothes. There used to be a wardrobe in the original trailer here, but that's not going to work with our configurations.
Wow, am I glad I used Aquacam.
Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aquachem, the most powerful odor control available, and the #1 seller for over 50 years. I know, you can't wait to get back out and enjoy some RVing. Well, how about on your next trip, you take a brand new GoPower portable solar power system with you? You can. Together with our partners at GoPower, we're giving away a portable GoPower system that includes a 130-watt portable solar panel, inverter, extension cords, and more. The contest starts April 5th, and to enter, just visit our website at rollinontv.com and click on the contest link.
Okay, we have our bunk bed framed in. We started framing our wardrobe, and now what we're going to do is take a look at our kitchen cabinets, make whatever repairs are necessary, possibly reface a couple of them because the veneer's coming off, and then we can put our base cabinets in and screw them in from the outside like we did on the bunk bed. So that's the next step, and hopefully we can reuse some of those original cabinets and not have to go out and find some or build some. holding tanks arrived, so it was a good time to install them and complete some of the drain plumbing. Hey Tyler, look here. We just got our black water holding tank and our gray water holding tank today. And the other day I actually got the combination shower and toilet pan that's going to go in the bathroom. Now, do you remember when we bought the trailer, all it had in the bathroom was a toilet? Yeah. Well, that toilet only had like a 5-gallon holding tank, and it didn't even have a gray tank. This is the gray tank. So what I did was I was concerned about weights, but I think this is a 16-gallon black tank, and that's a 9-gallon gray tank for the kitchen sink. You know what? Let me show you something. Come here. When someone buys a new RV, they normally have a black water holding tank that's just for the toilet. Then they have a gray water tank that all the sinks and the shower drain into, okay? On some small RVs, sometimes a manufacturer will combine the toilet and the shower and have it drain into the black tank, and then they'll use the gray tank for one of the sinks.
So is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that black tank, and it's 16 gallons. We're going to combine the shower and the toilet into it, and then we're going to use a really small gray tank and just hook it up for the kitchen sink. You'll probably be able to take 1 or 2 quick showers, and then it's going to be time to empty the holding tanks. So let's go measure that, make sure it's going to work. Then we can start framing in the bathroom walls.
Okay.
All right? Okay, we've got our holding tank in place, and all I'm going to do is take a little bit of spray paint, put it on the pipe, put the pipe down through our hole in the floor, and that'll mark the tank where we want to put our flexible fitting in the tank. Okay, all I'm going to do is take our pipe with the paint on it, put it down till it makes contact with the tank, spin it around a little bit. That'll put a mark on the tank. And there's where we need to make our hole. We've got our waste valves here, and we're going to go ahead and connect it to the black water holding tank, and then I'm going to plumb some lines from the gray tank, tie into this, and then basically our gray and black water holding tanks will be completed except for inside with the kitchen sink. When you're working with these, you want to make sure you use a cleaner. Clean the fitting real well, and you want to make sure that there's no sharp edges from where you made your cuts that could catch like toilet paper or something when you're trying to drain the tanks. You can just take a piece of sandpaper and scuff it up. Now you can start to see how the new floor plan is shaping up. Join us next time when we install a new rubber roof and get the trailer prepped to install some of the appliances. We'll see you then.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. For more information on anything you've seen on the program, along with additional videos, stories, and news, plus some great contests, visit our website at rollinontv.com. And remember, you can also watch Rollin On TV on Roku, Amazon Fire, Vimeo, and YouTube, as well as on any of our station's streaming media services. For complete coverage information, click on the Where to Watch link on our website. As usual, this has been another fun production.